Part 1. The Tale of Two Samurai, a story of mental strength and success in the land of ancient Japan, where honor, discipline, and the blade determined the fate of men. Two samurai stood as examples of contrasting paths. Their names were Kenshiro and Hiroto, both born into the same prestigious samurai clan, trained under the same masters, and given the same opportunities to shape their destinies. Yet, the choices they made, and more importantly, their approach to mental resilience, shaped two very different lives. One ended in failure, the other in unmatched success. In this story, I will show you the crucial role of psychological health and inner peace in the life of a samurai, a lesson as relevant today as it was centuries ago. To truly succeed, it is not just physical strength or skill with the sword that defines a warrior, but mastery over one's mind, thoughts, and emotions. Kenshiro was known as the warrior of relentless ambition. From a young age, his eyes burned with the desire to prove himself. He believed that success was measured solely by victory in battle, by the number of enemies defeated, and the recognition he gained from his fellow warriors. He pushed himself mercilessly, demanding perfection in every swing of his sword, yet his mind was never at ease. Every mistake, every small failure ate away at him, building a prison of self-doubt and frustration within his soul. Kenshiro was a man trapped by his own insecurities, though on the outside he was fierce and capable. His need for approval led him to overwork, underrest, and carry the weight of expectations too heavy for any man to bear alone. He viewed rest as weakness and emotions as distractions. There were nights when he barely slept, consumed by the fear of failure, replaying battles in his mind. He tortured himself with thoughts of what he could have done better, how he could have fought harder or been faster. Over time, this took its toll. Kenshiro's body was strong, but his spirit began to fracture. With each battle, his movements became less precise, his reactions slower, and his once razor-sharp focus clouded by fatigue and doubt. And then came the day he could no longer carry the burden of his own expectations. In a pivotal battle against a rival clan, Kenshiro hesitated for the first time in his life. A brief moment of uncertainty that had never plagued him before, and in that moment, his opponent struck. Kenshiro fell, not because he was physically weak, but because his mind had been broken long before. He had lost the battle within himself long before he lost the battle on the field. Hiroto, on the other hand, was known as the Serene Samurai. He too faced the same challenges, the same rigorous training, and the same battles. But Hiroto understood something fundamental that Kenshiro had missed: the power of balance. While Kenshiro focused only on external victories, Hiroto cultivated an inner discipline. He trained his mind just as intensely as he trained his body. He learned that true strength came from within, and that maintaining mental clarity, emotional control, and a sense of peace in the face of adversity was what made a samurai truly invincible. Hiroto practiced mindfulness, though he never called it that. It was the way of the warrior to meditate, to reflect, and to release tension from the mind. Every night, no matter how hard the day had been, Hiroto would sit in silence, letting the events of the day wash over him without clinging to any one thought. He respected rest as much as action, knowing that a rested mind and body were far more effective than a fatigued one. He did not fear failure, for he understood that mistakes were part of the journey. Instead of dwelling on them, he learned from them. Hiroto's psychological resilience became his greatest weapon. In the same battle where Kenshiro hesitated, Hiroto moved with the precision and clarity that came from a calm, focused mind. He defeated his enemies with ease, not because he was stronger, but because he was not weighed down by doubt. And that, my friends, is the key difference between these two samurai. Kenshiro was consumed by his own fears and the pressures he placed upon himself, leading to his downfall. Hiroto, on the other hand, thrived because he understood the importance of mental strength, balance, and the value of a well-rested mind. As we come to the end of the first part of this story, remember this: success in any endeavor, whether in battle or in life, is not determined solely by skill or physical prowess. It is determined by your ability to maintain control over your mind, to find peace in the midst of chaos, and to allow yourself the space to rest and recover. Stay tuned for the second part of this story, where we dive deeper into Hiroto's path to success and how his mastery of psychological resilience led him to become one of the greatest samurai in Jan's history. If you haven't watched the first part, be sure to go back and do so. It's essential to fully understand the lessons in the second part.